I'm Michael V, and this is Arcade Guts. During my review of Total Carnage, I mentioned that it uses 2 joysticks, which I thought was really cool, which got me wondering, what was the first arcade game to utilize 2 joysticks at once? And so I began to do some research and found out that the game was... One moment, please. Hello? Hello, Mr. V. I will need you to listen closely to what I'm about to tell you. We have been developing a super advanced artificial intelligence. We have lost control of these cybernetic beings, who are in every way superior to us humans. They are systematically reprogramming humans into their slaves. Looking through our files, we have determined that you are the only one immune to this reprogramming. Therefore, it is up to you, Mr. V, to stop this threat and save the remaining humans. Goodbye, Mr. V. And good luck. It's an odd occurrence that this should take place to me right now, because in fact, that is the basic storyline for the game that I plan to review today. The story of the game that I was planning to review is that robots are taking over the world. Their technology had become superior to human thought. And there's one man on Earth who is immune to their ability to turn humans into slaves, and that man is you. Thereby, it is your obligation not only to save the remaining humans on Earth, but to also save the world. I have to go save the world, but tell everybody it's going to be alright, and watch this review of Robotron 2084. The most important aspect of Robotron is its innovative controls. Robotron invented the double joystick gameplay, in which you move the character around with one joystick and fire in any direction with the other. This gave way to games such as Total Carnage and Smash TV, but more importantly, it has influenced modern gaming dramatically. For instance, the PlayStation 2 controller has 2 joysticks, as well does the GameCube controller have 2 joysticks. So why is it that nearly 40 years after the game was made, its double joystick concept is still being used? The answer is simple. The superior control. Now, the concept for a double joystick game actually came from an employee of Williams named Eugene Jarvis. After he got in a car wreck and his hands were all bandaged up, he found he could control a joystick just fine, but he could not smash the buttons accurately. So he thought of the idea of having 2 joysticks. And it only took Eugene Jarvis and a co-worker 4 days to program this work of art. And that is just what this game is, a work of art. Robotron 2084 has some of the most beautiful and vibrant colors of its day. Use your life, the world is at your feet. Use your life, I'm on your side. Now, other shooting games of the time were side-scrolling games in which you'd have a ship and you'd fly sideways and enemies would randomly be generated off screen. However, Robotron is different because you are confined to a space and all the enemies that you have to destroy are right there in your face. So it really creates kind of a claustrophobic feel. I feel like I'm playing Robotron right now. Now the really old school arcade gamer doesn't give a damn about beating a game. They're just concerned with points. And the reason for this is simple. The games back then didn't have ends. They were point-based. They would go on as long as you could keep playing. And so what we get is games like Robotron, in which people compete fiercely for the highest score of the game. And since there was no internet back then, we end up with little segments on the news, just like you'd have for sports, that are telling people about what the highest score of the game is.
Welcome to Video Game News Update. I'm Walter Day at the Twin Galaxies International Scoreboard. Imagine playing a video game for 36 and a half hours in 1 quarter. That's how Leo Daniels of North Carolina earned a world record score of 169 million points on Robotron. In spite of his work, as soon as the rest of the nation heard of the achievement, his record fell 3 times in 1 weekend. It started with
the current world record for Robotron is held by Brian King with a whopping 348,691,680 points. So there's no doubt that Robotron 2084 was a revolution in gaming, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Just because something's revolutionary doesn't mean that it's good. However, with Robotron, it is. Robotron is a fantastic arcade game. It's one of the best of its day. It is beautiful, it is intense, and hell, it even has a pretty cool story. So in that light, I'm going to give Robotron 2084 a perfect score of 5 out of 5. So until next time, I'm Michael V, and this has been Arcade Guts.